Breaking news tonight, another Philadelphia police officer gunned down in the line of duty. Sky Fox over the scene at Broad and Olney, and also over Einstein Hospital, where the 35th district officer was pronounced dead a short time ago. And Fox 29 has learned the officer who was killed is one we did a story with just last year. Seen here in Spot Shadow, Officer John Pawlowski. A difficult night for the Philadelphia Police Department. It's good to have you with us. I'm Thomas Drayton.
And tough for the entire community as well. I'm Kimberly Halkett. We have Fox 29 reporters bringing in new details. Let's get right out to Fox 29's Sharon Crowley. She is live at Broad and Olney. Sharon?
Oh, it is a very sad night for the Philadelphia Police Department, as you know. Now, we're told that the officers was newly married and they were expecting their first child. Now, here's how it all unfolded. We are live here tonight at Broad and Olney. Now, apparently, he got a call for a fight on a highway, and the officer responded to that call, and that's when the gunman pointed, we're told by police, and shot him. He was rushed to Einstein Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Now, the officer's partner and another cop fired a shot and wounded the gunman. He was taken to the hospital, Einstein Hospital. He's still being worked on. We're told he is in critical condition. Now, another officer was not hit, but a bullet did go through his clothing. That's how close it came to his body. Of course, this is still a very active scene here at Broad and Olney. That is a 35th Police District officer who was killed, and as you recall, Officer Chuck Cassidy, also from the 35th, who was killed in the line of duty. In fact, as many as 6 Philadelphia police officers have died on these streets by the hands of gunmen in the last 2 years. It is, of course, a very sad night. Now, we are still getting information about this. We're told that the police commissioner and the mayor are at the hospital. Family members are still arriving, still finding out this news. And, of course, Philadelphia police officers from every district have responded to the hospital to show their support. We also understand a number of suspects are being questioned at homicide and in other districts around this city. And as we continue to get new information about this breaking story, we will tell you about that. Of course, this all unfolded just about an hour and a half ago, and we do have crews all over the place, so we will keep you updated. Keep it right here. For now, I'm Sharon Crowley. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Sharon, thank you. We certainly do have crews all over the scene tonight. We will certainly check back with you in just a few moments. We do want to go out to the hospital. Fox 29's Nefertiti Jaquez, who is live at Einstein Medical Center. What are you hearing out there now?
Well, Thomas, the mood here is somber because, as you know, this is the second officer in the 35th District that was gunned down since October 2007. So as officers from all over the place stream here into the hospital, the pain on their faces really, Thomas, is piercing as they hug and talks amongst themselves near and around the hospital. Police say the officer, John Pawlowski, passed just moments ago after being rushed here in critical condition. The officer, we're told by sources, was shot in the chest after some type of exchange involving a suspect in the northwest section of the city tonight. According to authorities, the suspect was also shot and is currently here at the hospital. But other than that, they're really not saying much. Now, the commissioner and the mayor just arrived here, and we're told that they're being briefed, and we're expected to hear from them sometime soon. They'll come out here and brief media and basically tell us exactly what happened and what led to the shooting in the first place. So, of course, we will stay on top of it and bring you the very latest throughout the newscast. For now, though, we're live outside of the Albert Einstein Medical Center. Nefertiti Jaquez, Fox 29 News.
All right, Nefertiti, we'll check back in with you. In the meantime, our Dave Schratweiser spent some time talking about this hero cop. We want to bring him into the story. He's joining us here live on set. So, Schrat, tell us what you can about this.
Well, Carly, all this information is preliminary from the scene, but some of the information we're getting right now is that this is 2 hack cabbies, apparently, at the scene in some kind of an argument. From what I'm being told from investigators on the scene right there, they get into this argument. One of the cabbies says he's going to call a police officer about the other cabbie. The other cabbie says to him, "You do that, I'm going to shoot you and the officer when he gets here." Officer Pawlowski pulls up on the scene. I believe his partner is with him, gets out of the car. 2 gunshots from what I'm told. One hit him in the chest, one hit him in the vest. They quickly did not wait for an ambulance. They quickly put him in a police car and raced him to Einstein, and unfortunately, he passed a few moments later.
And let's backtrack because, again, you did spend some time with Officer Pawlowski back in June with a SEPTA incident where he was really literally a hero cop.
June 2008, he gets a phone call that there's a man on a SEPTA bus, a crowded SEPTA bus. On that SEPTA bus, 5 or 6 other passengers in the rear. He gets on the bus. While he's on the bus, he approaches a suspect in the back of the bus. He's wearing a bulletproof vest, the suspect, and he has a gun in his waistband. Pawlowski manages to get into a tussle with the suspect and remove the gun from his waistband and toss it out the back door of the bus. The bus driver gets out and removes the gun so the suspect can't get to it. Pawlowski manages to get the man in custody with some help of some other officers. I go out to interview his captain and his inspector. They're calling him a hero on the scene. Now, this is a young police officer. He's 24 years old. At the time, he was a rookie cop. And his captain and his inspector had told me he'd already made numerous arrests up there in the 35th. And as you know, this is the same district where Chuck Cassidy was killed. So this is an area up here that's really, really been shocked. We talked about this before. 6 police officers in 16 months. And they just helped bury a police officer from Bucks County. During that whole thing, Bucks County came to Philadelphia to help them with the funeral because Philadelphia is becoming so used to doing this.
Sadly.
Sadly, there's no more tears left for this police department.
Speaking with Officer Pawlowski, your impression of the officer?
Just a great young guy. All of the guys I talked to up there at the scene, some of his fellow officers, the captain, his inspector came out in the parking lot, were saying how proud they were of him for what he did. He got on a bus by himself, crowded with passengers, and all he could talk about when I talked to him was, I'm glad I'm okay, but I'm glad nobody on the bus got hurt. And the bus driver quickly ran and got the gun when he threw it out the door so the suspect couldn't get out of the bus if he got away from Pawlowski, but he never got away from Pawlowski. He wrestled him to the ground with some help of some other officers and made the arrest. So this is a brave cop. He was called a hero cop. The first line in my story is, he's truly a hero. That came from his inspector right there. You know what kind of cop this was.
Absolutely. And he said back then he was fighting for his life. It's just so sad.
Absolutely.
9 months later, we're dealing with this. All right, Shrat, we'll have more from you coming up. Shrat was just talking about the different officers affected by this. The news is especially hard for officers in Philadelphia's 35th Police District.
Looking back just 2 years ago, another officer from that district, Officer Chuck Cassidy, was gunned down in the line of duty. We want to go to Fox 29's Josh Einiger live at the 35th Police District, where officers are certainly in mourning tonight. Josh.
Well, Thomas, you heard Dave talk about 6 officers in 16 months. This is the second police district now to have lost 2 officers in this period of time. Chuck Cassidy and, of course, now Officer John Pawlowski. We've seen a little bit of activity, some officers coming in here, but for the most part, it seems like with most of the rest of the department that's around, they're just a few blocks down Broad Street as the mourning gets underway at Einstein Hospital at the scene where Nefertiti Jacquez was just a few minutes ago. But we have more video that we can show you of this officer, Officer John Pawlowski, as you heard from Dave. An amazing story of heroism that he went through just 7 months ago, engaged in a fight for life aboard that SEPTA bus where he managed to disarm a career criminal and then wound up in a struggle for that career criminal's weapon, but managed to get it away from him and protect the rest of the people aboard that SEPTA bus. Here's a little bit of what Officer John Pawlowski himself had to say about that experience when Dave talked to him recently.
I feel good about everything, considering the circumstances. I think things could end up pretty badly there. I'm just happy that everyone on the bus was safe, as well as myself. My theory is I'm going home no matter what it takes.
Really quite astonishing to hear that worldview that he had just 7 months ago. Now, just 7 months later, he is in another firefight, and this time he loses his fight for life just a few minutes after getting into that firefight when he got to Einstein Hospital. Of course, as we've mentioned, this is the second officer killed in the line of duty here at the 35th District in just the last year or so. Officer Chuck Cassidy, as we've been talking about, there he is right there. He interrupted an armed robbery in progress at a Dunkin' Donuts, actually very, very close to where that SEPTA bus incident took place with Officer Pawlowski, and was fatally wounded in that as well. Officer Chuck Cassidy, actually, let me show you back here to a live picture right here on the side of the 35th Police District. We were here just 2 months ago when the city of Philadelphia unveiled this mural commemorating the life of Officer Chuck Cassidy, not only his life, but also the lives of 2 other officers, Walter Barkley, who died in 1966, and Bob Hayes in 1993. All 3 of those officers had worked here at the 35th District. Now, just 3 2 months really after that mural was unveiled, the city is going to have to rework that mural because yet another 35th District police officer paid that price here on the streets of Philadelphia earlier tonight. We'll, of course, continue to monitor the situation here from the 35th throughout this newscast. But for now, reporting live in East Oak Lane, Josh Einiger, Fox 29 News.